Hi, I'm Rachel Gaskin, and you're watching ECITV.
G'day everyone, welcome along to episode 25 of ECI TV, ECI BMX TV. We've got Michael over the ditch.
Howdy.
And Shane up the hill. How you going, fellas?
Going.
I'm good.
All good up here.
Both out of lockdown, out of stage 4, unlike me sitting here. But
we need to superimpose some bars over the top of your face.
I've got some on my hat, but I need to turn it sideways. So looks like we might be in lockdown a bit longer, but so be it. It is what it is, and we've just got to do what we've got to do and stay safe. So what's been happening, Michael? How's the injury?
Injury's actually been good. It's been 3 weeks since my crash and 2 weeks since surgery. 2 weeks? No, sorry, 1 week. 1.5 weeks since surgery.
Okay.
And it's been all right. It's part and parcel of BMX. Like, I'm not too upset and I'm not too down about it. It's just hitting the golf ball into the rough, really. It's just a mistake, and you've got to carry on doing what you're doing. And there's lots of little stepping stones to do with my collarbone to get back to where I need to be, and I'm just ticking each one off and staying happy.
So how did you crash? How did you hurt yourself?
It's nothing crazy.
Oh.
I've had a few people message me saying, we doing one of your crazy videos? It's like, no, I don't even have it on video. Like, normally if I'm going to do something cool, I'll video. But I was doing a tap manual and my butt buzzed my tire and it kind of shot me forward and just shoulder first into the jump.
So you have to get some of that surfer's wax for your butt before you do a ride session next time.
Have like a little mud guard over the back.
Bit of butt wax.
I think it's happened to all of us, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I've never used butt wax. Probably need to, but I haven't used it.
Before V-brakes, I caught my pants on my back tire on the cruiser and it pulled me right into the brakes and knackered myself on the back of the bike. So it could have been much worse. Well, I guess
a lot.
At least I didn't break my collarbone, but still.
Could have been worse. Anyway, I suppose we should get into a little bit of general discussion. A couple of new things on the horizon, or I should say here. And we landed some Chase Team tees last week, which are up on our website. So if anyone's interested in a new Chase t-shirt, go into your local dealer and hit them up and we can get them across to them.
What makes them a team tee, Gary? Do they have Chase Team on them? Or is
I
it
think it's got an American flag on the back of it. So I think that's all it is. It's just known as a Chase Team tee. It's probably an easier name to go with than the Profile Youth t-shirt for adults. So we also have some Profile Youth t-shirts in adult sizes. So yeah, there's a bit of confusion there, as well as some Winged P logo t-shirts. So they've all just landed again recently, and again, just shoot into your local dealer and grab some. Have you seen them yet, Michael, on the website?
No, I haven't. The new Chase shirts, I haven't.
Why haven't you been on our website to check them out?
Oh, well, I have to jump on. Can you pay extra and get the American flag taken off? Probably could.
I wonder if Joris gets a texter out and puts the French flag over the top of the American flag.
I think he considers himself American now.
Oh, he probably would.
Yeah, I think so. And you've got some more tees going up on eBay.
Yeah, so for BSX, we had a whole bunch of tees left over from this year, put them up on eBay, and they've been sitting there for a while. Haven't really sold a heap. And then recently did a bit of a cleanup and found some more from 2019 and 2018. So we threw them up as well. So, and we've also reduced the price on the 2020 tees. So tons and tons of BSX tees up on eBay. Just jump on eBay and search for BSX 2020 or BSX 2019 or BSX 2018. So there's various sizes and quantities available.
Great way to get some nice, affordable BMX tees to fit out your wardrobe.
Yeah, make sure you buy the full retail price ones before you buy the BSX ones. But yeah, I think the current ones, the BSX 2020, are at about $28 each, so they're pretty good price.
Yeah, very good price considering the quality, because they're done up north, aren't they?
Yeah, so we got Firebird to do them,
Mm.
and it was a 6-coloured print, so it's a
fantastic price.
Good bang for buck, that's for sure.
Definitely.
And also on the BSX theme, we had some track updates over the last couple of weeks. We started that, I think, the day after our last episode. So we've had 2 days where the guys from All Tracks Australia, which is Max Cairns and David Gosling, came in with an excavator and some shovels, and they've been whacking away at the dirt. And
I heard Max is a good whacker.
Well, you pay him to whack, don't you?
No, Gosling pays him to whack. I pay him to ride.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, they've come in and they've. It's been good. We haven't had any plans on paper or anything. Had a bit of a discussion right at the start and said I want to make it faster and bigger and just easier to ride, because it can get quite intense with the smaller jumps and not much of a chance to pedal. So I said, let's do this, and so Max sort of was able to picture what we wanted, and he said okay, and just basically sent David off to reshape corners and build up jumps. So I don't know if you've seen any of the videos that I've done, Michael. Probably not as tech as yours, but a bit of fun.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks a lot bigger than when I was there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
great
bigger.
idea having someone like Max that can visualize it as well with your advice, to be able to then shape it instead of someone that knows nothing about riding a bike. Trying to build jumps. That's a great idea.
Did it come out a lot different than you sort of planned, Shane?
No. It just probably is taking a little bit longer, and the reason behind that was all I was expecting was some dirt piles to be moved from one location to the track, so that I could shape them over a long period of time. But instead of doing that, they've actually come in and they've shaped the jumps and packed them in and everything with the excavator, and then Max has kind of done a bit of finessing with a shovel. So I think it's probably really valuable to have those skills working on the track with me, so I can actually ride the first 2 straights now. If I did it my way, the track would be unrideable. So yeah, it's been good. I think everything's come up nice. Actually, it's been good working with Max to get those, and David to get those finer adjustments done. Sometimes you might build something and then think, oh well, that didn't work, and have another crack, but the excavator's right there, and with 3 sets of eyes looking at things, you only do it once and then you're on to the next jump or next corner. So it's been good.
It's good, I think, having more so than having someone to design a track. It's more so important to have a rider there to kind of not only look at it, but ride it or be there when it's getting done. Because anyone can design a track, but not anyone can build one.
Yeah, and the good part about that too is on the day, if someone really bitches and carries on about a jump, you can always just say, go talk to Max.
Yeah.
Leaves you off the hook.
I don't often hear anyone bitch and moan about the BSX track. I think it's different enough that people enjoy it for the fact that it's different to a BMX track.
Yeah,
definitely.
And some more news. American BMX Corp. I'm not sure why they're American. I'm pretty sure they're in Montreal, which makes them Canadian, but that's their name. Has acquired the rights to Bottema, which is a fairly popular fork from the 1980s. You didn't see a lot of people ride them, but it's one of those ones that all the 80s fans seem to want. Do you remember those forks from back in the day, Gary? Michael?
No, not at all. I was looking at that before, and I was almost going to Google them just to try and visualize it.
Sorry, I should have put a picture in our Dropbox, but I will put one up on the screen. So I think they lasted until maybe 83, 84, so it's quite a ways back. They're going to be re-released and adapted to modern forks, so you'll have your 1-on-1/8 steerer, you'll have your 10 and 20 mil dropouts for your 20-inch and 24-inch, but they're also making models for these super popular Ride Life 26 and 29-inch bikes. And they're a high-quality chromoly made by Tange, so they're likely to be quite light and pretty blingy.
Actually, speaking of forks, off the subject a little bit, My son went to a factory just recently because he's got a Mustang getting customised, and there was a set of Answer Pro suspension forks on the workbench there, purple legs with the stiffening crown and everything like that. Someone had been repaired, and I thought there's a blast from the past, a set of
Wow.
Answer Pro forks. So
You would have sold a
yeah.
few sets of those through your time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they were quite popular. So might even throw that image up on the screen as well. And actually, you're saying that the same customer had some Auburn frames there getting TIG welded or something. Slight repairs being done. So be interesting to see who that is. Anyway, moving right along.
So moving right along, the next one is Oz Cycling have released a table to explain their membership structure. I found it all very confusing, despite the fact that they were saying that they're making our membership structure simpler. So this table kind of helps. Have you heard much about Oz Cycling, Michael? No. So they're going to take over cycling here in Australia on November the 1st. So everyone sort of fits underneath Oz Cycling. So you got your road cycling, your mountain biking, cyclocross, freestyle, everything all under the one umbrella. So it just looks a little bit more expensive under this new structure. If you were going to get a proper, full-blown race license, and that's because if you get a license, I think they're calling it a dirt license, it allows you to do BMX, mountain bike, cyclocross, and freestyle all under the one license, which I think is $150 for the year, and then you've got your club membership on top of that. So a little bit more expensive than what it currently is.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, how many people actually do more than one discipline?
That's exactly right. I'll never do anything more than BMX, but I don't know. I'm sure there's.
But I mean, if it does cover dirt jumping and everything as well. I mean, we've gone to a lot of dirt jump parks and everything on the way to or from race meetings. At least by doing that you're well and truly covered.
Yeah.
So,
if I go to a mountain bike park, does that cover me because it's a mountain bike coverage?
So it's probably worthwhile as long as you're getting good insurance coverage and good coverage out of it. If it does cover a few disciplines, there are a lot that race and ride bowls or a bit of dirt.
But you don't need to pay to ride a public dirt jump or a skate park, do you?
No.
Then what's the point in paying the extra money?
For insurance coverage. We're not fortunate like New Zealand where the government just covers everything insurance-wise. We actually have to pay for our insurance here.
Does Medicare not cover accidents?
Not when you've created it yourself. I'm just talking crap.
So there's a whole bunch of events that have gone on, and some exciting news actually for something coming up is that Track Attack talking about going ahead for 2021. So it gives us something to look forward to here in Victoria. It's been a while since anyone's really talked about any racing. It must be March, I think, the last time we had a race here.
I like the way you've hedged your bets with this one, though.
Why is that?
Because you've turned around and you've put on the run sheet, Victorians rejoice. It was announced a couple of weeks ago the Track Attack series should go ahead. So just in case you got it covered.
Well, okay, thanks for reminding me about that. And there'll be potentially modified format to cope with whatever the restrictions might be at the time. I had heard rumours that it could even be as simple as a time trial, but it's all based on whatever the restrictions might be.
I had also
look at your face, Michael.
I had also heard that they're talking about one of the options is to stretch it over 2 weeks, so they can actually have it in classes, smaller classes all the way through, and stretch it over 2 weeks instead of 1 week. But I'm sure they're doing whatever they can to make sure it goes ahead.
Yeah, it'd be just good to have a race.
Definitely.
So Northern Territory have had their state championships at the Big River BMX Club at Katherine. That's a long way out from anywhere, isn't it? How far is Katherine from Darwin?
I don't know. It's more than 5K from where I live, so I can't even think about it.
So Ali Ascoli won the 14 plus women, and Callum Howarth won the 14 plus men's class. And we've got a link in our description on YouTube to the results. But they're up on scores if you're looking. SQRORZ, sorry. Queensland State Championships were still running at Sleeman BMX Track in Brisbane while we were doing our last episode. Isaac Kennedy won the Superclass men, and Saya Sakakibara won the Superclass women's class. We've got links to those over on Easy Eventing if you want to see the full results.
You guys get to watch that? Looked like some good racing.
Did they have a live stream?
Yeah, it's all on their Facebook page, replay of it as well.
I'll have to check it out.
Flynn Sweeney, who's 16 boys. He did a pretty impressive ride, beating Tommy Tucker.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, I don't remember the last time it did happen, but he looked awesome.
Jeez.
Pulled quite a big lead on him and won it pretty convincing. So he's a young Queensland boy who trains quite a lot with Isaac and Jai and Kyle. So training with those boys wouldn't harm you.
Definitely.
So you've had a bit of time on your hands, been watching Australian live feeds and replays.
I've been watching all the BMX I can. I watched Verona a few weeks back, which was really cool. The European Cup. Not sure if you guys have seen much of that. I was run pretty poorly. I think it started at 11 p.m. and I fell asleep at 6 a.m.
Oh, geez.
Fell asleep. I missed the final, but I fell asleep at 6 a.m.
Oh.
But no, it was good to see some racing and yeah.
So there's no replay of that? You can't go back and watch the stuff you missed?
No, that's the reason I stayed up, because you can't seem to watch a replay of any of the UEC live stream, which sucks really, but I don't understand why not.
Yeah. So South Australia State Championships are also done and dusted. Matthew Tidswell, who I think rides for GT now, won the Superclass men, and Georgia Potter, who's a new name to me, won Superclass women. And those results are up on scores as well. And the Western Australian State Championships are on this weekend. And I did notice Kalen Young is on the entry list in the 30 plus Masters men. So it'll be interesting to see how he does and how his fitness is after all these years off the bike. You'd remember Kalen, wouldn't you, Michael?
Yeah, very, very much so. He was one of the pros when I was growing up.
I think everyone remembers. Everyone who's met KY remembers him.
He was actually in Bathurst this year for the World
I
Cup.
did hear that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well, there was no really World Cup, but
No, but we were there.
yeah, but I mean,
Everyone.
the only
All right.
I think he posted on something on Instagram, or Joris or Neek Kimmin took a photo with him and put that on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did see a picture of him.
Did Shane Rosa not race the South Australian titles, or he did?
Yeah, I did see him on the podium. I think he might have got second.
Oh wow, good on Matty.
Yep. And we normally would have an answer BMX Show Us Your Bike component of the show right now, except we only got 2 bikes this week. Well, plus Michael's, but we'll get Michael to give us a rundown on his.
I'm picking the winner again, am I?
Well, no. we won't run the full thing. We'll just show your bike. So if you'd like
congratulations, you won.
If you'd like to be a part of the show, don't forget to submit your bike at ecitv.com.au/bike and fill out the form.
I'll try to get some Kiwis on board next week. Are you going to do it next week?
Well, next episode. Yeah, so 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Cool. Yeah. I'll get some Kiwis on board and see if they can take the win.
Sounds good. I did see you creating a story today already. And I've been checking my phone to see if anything had come in just before we started the show, but there's been nothing. So in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you get all your photos in and you can win lots of stuff.
Is there a form to fill out with like a blurb as well, or?
Yeah, so that's at ecitv.com.au/bike. So it just gives us an idea of the rundown of the bike and so we can describe it rather than just shooting us photos and leaving us to our own devices where anything can happen if you do that.
Like I did.
Yeah. But I figured you'd be on the show anyway, so you can speak to it.
I'm no good about talking about my bike.
I'll tell you what, if anyone's gonna talk about a bike, they'd talk about that one. It looks trick. Those photos you've sent us across, which we'll put up now and discuss your bike, I'm still looking at them now and just thinking how awesome it looks.
You can talk about it then, Gary.
No, it's all yours, mate.
Did you want me
I'm
to
too
share?
shy in front of the camera.
Did you want me to share those photos, Gary, or are you going to do that?
You can, mate. My computer will crash. I could try, but I'll probably end up on my phone then instead of on the computer.
So I need to give me a sec.
Side note, did you go to Rock Hill Worlds, Shane?
Oh no! Every now and again, I'll get someone to grab me a hoodie or a t-shirt or something from a BMX event.
Okay.
Can't remember off the top of my. Our neighbours, the Blythes, grabbed this one for me.
You could probably have them on your computer and we could just talk about it and you can put them up later. Unless you want to share them.
Did you create a?
It's
Oh,
up to you.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm.
Except I haven't downloaded them to my computer.
Just open the email.
It's web-based. Oh yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. You're the computer guy.
Yeah.
I'm just a
Shut
dumb.
up.
I'm just a dumb screw.
I'm not being paid to be a computer guy now. It's all free. So shut up and get what you get. Okay, let me see that one.
Oh,
So is that sharing? Can you see?
sharing is caring. Yeah, it's there, but you've got your whole page, not just a photo.
All right. Can you see that picture or not?
Yeah, but you can see all your other emails as well.
Yeah, you can see everything else. .com. You got a lot of emails from them.
That's the one you put me onto, Gary. So it looks like you got a problem with your bike here in this photo, Michael. What's going on?
I was just admiring it.
You weren't checking out the tire tread to see if it would catch on your pants?
It's too soon to make that joke, I think.
You're looking down at the hubs going, geez, I wish I had some AC2s.
That is the truth.
So you were talking about getting your cranks color matched to the bike. Have you done that yet?
My what, sorry?
Your cranks.
Oh, yes, I have. They're wrapped at home.
Oh, right.
I just haven't put them on.
It's a bit hard to do some work on your bike.
Dad may have put them on now.
So did you get them wrapped or did you get them like water dipped? You know?
They're not wrapped. I don't know why I said wrapped. I think they were either anodized or dipped. I'm not sure.
Okay. So just coloured, not patterned or anything?
Yeah, just coloured. I was going to put some stickers on it myself, whether it's a white fern or something to do like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before you did crash, you actually were out of lockdown for what, about 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, maybe even more than that actually. Maybe 5-6 weeks. Yeah, I've totally lost track of time with both lockdowns. But yeah, maybe about a month actually, and I'd ridden it a fair bit. Got used to it.
Yeah.
I really like it. Done a fair bit of gates on it now as well, and got used to that. We're still trying to get our times working at our track to see if the times are any different. But no, I'm feeling really good on it.
So has it got a fully enclosed dropout on the rear end?
Yes. Yes.
It's a bit hard to see. Everything's black.
It is a bit hard to see, isn't it?
Yes, it does. What about the next photo?
Yeah, next one's got a bit more.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit better, yeah.
Can you expand? You can't expand that out full screen.
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I need to save it.
You'll be able to do it later.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's crazy thick forks. The aerodynamic sort of, I suppose they're like almost oval or teardrop or something. They're a crazy size looking fork. And that seat tube just blows me away. That's weird.
It does make it look a bit thick down there. Look, I like it.
What's the little fin under the seat? Is that to keep
I was
you up?
just looking at that.
It's just error.
Is that to stop you from catching on the back? Oh, hang on, that didn't work.
Too soon.
Sure, we could be nasty.
But
So what stem are you running on it?
we've changed. I think it's might be a Hope stem at the moment.
Okay.
And that's a race face in the photo. That's a race face stem.
Yeah. Okay.
But I soon after put a Hope stem on.
And you're running 31.8s, aren't you? The fatter bars and stem.
Yeah, oversized bars.
Yeah, 31.8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you notice the stiffness difference between those and a standard 22.2 nut?
No. Well, I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
It should have more bite though, as far as clamping surface and everything.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it makes sense to make it stronger down there, but I mean, your bars aren't something that move. I mean, I'd be very surprised if your bars flexed normally, so I don't think you're going to notice anything.
just trying to going back to the seat mast. You said it's got a weird setup. It's not a traditional sort of setup where you'd normally have like a quick release and your seat pops out.
Yeah.
How did you first work out? Okay, this isn't gonna be a standard setup for me. And what did you have to do to make your seat fit? Does it come with any adapter or anything to make it work?
I need to get my dad on the show, don't I?
You too.
Yeah, it is a integrated seat clamp, which is in the frame.
Oh,
So
okay.
you say what that round bit is near the scud.
Yeah, that's the Allen.
That's the Allen key for your integrated seat clamp.
Yeah.
So it's like a can. I think
okay.
the GTs used to have them. And
Yeah, exactly. It's,
And the
it's the same,
chase. Yeah.
same as the Ultra Box, I think.
okay.
All right.
I've
Yeah.
got one of those at home as well.
Yeah. All right.
That makes sense.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same diameter as my old seat, so it just went in. Not that it was my old seat, but it's the same diameter.
And the frame looks a lot more fleshy than your old one. A lot more tubing and shaped stuff. Does that make it a whole lot more stiffer?
I actually did. So when I went from my Pure to my Speedco, I noticed a few little things. Like one of the things I didn't notice that I thought I would was out the gate. It wasn't like a huge point I noticed, but jumping and cornering was a huge thing I noticed on the Speedco, which I didn't expect to. It kind of like when I would push, it would go. It was more direct, and jumping on this from the Speedco was sort of the same thing, but even more exaggerated, which was pretty cool to see, going from a carbon to a carbon. It was the same thing. So each jump, I mean, when you ride your track so much, you kind of get used to how much speed and how much you push, etc., etc. So when I first rode this, I'd come up the jump at the same speed and push, and I'd go further. So I'd need to push harder. And round corners, it's the same thing. It's more responsive and more direct. Like when I push off it, it goes. There's no real, I don't want to say flex, because I don't think the Speedco flexed at all, obviously, but it just seems to be more direct. So I'm really liking it. It took me a couple rides to sort of really get used to it, but yeah, I've done so many things that I've never ever done on my Speedco on that bike, and it's just down to how comfortable I am. Not saying that the frame is making me do super amazing things, but it's just I'm comfortable, and when I'm comfortable, I do sort of new things and push the boundaries.
This might be a question for your dad, but what kind of gearing can you go to on the front on this? Do you have a lot of chainring clearance for larger gears?
I think it is pretty close.
Because it looks like you got a 47, 48 or something on the front.
That's only a 44/16. So
oh, really? It looks massive.
I'd say you could go to a 47.
So it's no point standing over the 52.9. Actually, I sold that yesterday.
So what Max is on?
Andrew Jackson bought it.
Oh god.
I don't know why.
Kiwis.
Yeah, bloody Kiwis.
Maybe he needs to have something to eat his dinner off.
The whole family. They could be their new dining table.
But we actually haven't even changed gear on this bike, so I couldn't tell you. But I'm sure Graph is bigger than a 44.
So you run a 44/16, pretty standard gearing.
Last year I was on 45/16, and the year before, last year I swapped between 47/17 and 45/16. Now I'm on 44/16. It's always changing, I guess, and depends on what track. Like Puffendale, you've got so much pedaling space, where a track like Manchester, you don't really pedal at all. So I guess you can make little changes there, but at the end of the day, it's getting to the bottom of the ramp as quick as you can.
Yeah.
So how'd you get that photo?
I photoshopped it. No,
Which one?
The middle one, that one.
I was hoping you'd ask.
Did you just let go and take a photo and then grab it?
Yeah. Should
Lucky.
see a huge scratch on it for drop. No, okay.
I was going to say, yeah, that's risky with a carbon frame on an asphalt jump just to let it go.
I was
Take
fast.
a photo.
I think Dad just machine gunned the photo to make sure my hand wasn't in it for a split second.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, how did I get the next photo, Gary?
Oh, no, that's photoshopped.
And very windy too, by the looks.
It's always
And right
windy.
angles to the lander.
Yeah.
So it whips good then, does it? What about skids? Does it do good skids?
That was actually, the funny thing was, one of my girlfriend's, one of the photographers that takes photos of pole vault, she wanted to take some photos of BMX, and she said, "What's the thing where you like go sideways?" And I was like, "I whip," and I never practiced whipping, obviously. And there was one jump, I was like, "I'll give it a go," and I kind of came at it and just threw it out huge.
Oh.
As soon as I landed, I was like, "Wow, I'm not going to beat that."
Lucky she caught it in photo.
Yeah. That's how I landed as well, just like that, just like the photo.
The look on your face in this photo is a look of concern.
It is, isn't it?
I was like, "Oh shit, I think I threw it out too far here."
Can I get it back?
So you landed that one all right, and your collarbone survived, and then just the basic one screwed you up.
Yeah, it wasn't that day.
Oh,
Yep,
very-
though. Yeah, I guess it's always, the mistakes always happen when you sort of least expect it, and when you're doing something stupid. Not stupid as in stupid, but just basic. It's always the way. I guess when you're doing something new, you're so concentrated and you're so aware that you're probably stopping yourself from doing anything silly. Where, the fact that I broke my collarbone doing a manual over one of the smallest jumps on the track, not even on the pro section, it's just like, oh, what a laugh.
Is this your local with the 6 surface?
Yeah.
It's a very blue sky for this time of the year.
No, in Auckland, mate, it's summertime.
What happened to the land of the Great White Cloud, whatever you guys call it?
Long white cloud.
Long White Cloud. I'm thinking of the Great Lakes, aren't I?
Yeah, we've actually had some really good weather lately. It's been like low 22s and super sunny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just keep rubbing it in.
All right, so I won't share anymore. But thanks for telling us about your bike. Oh, actually, one more question. What would you tell somebody who's on the market for a new frame? What would you tell them is the greatest advantage of a carbon frame over, say, alloy? Because I don't think you would have ridden chromo, would you?
No. The greatest advantage. Yeah, I think there's a few. I think the fact that alloy does flex over time. Most people aren't going to get a new bike every year or every 6 months. I'm not saying I do either, but I think that's one. I think that just the raw stiffness of a carbon frame for jumping, manualing, pumping, cornering, everything really. I've had a few people say when they got, I think it was like the first Haro clutch, it was too stiff. But I haven't experienced that. But again, everyone's different, and that's kind of what I was just going to say about bikes. Is every bike is different. If the day you see a World Cup final with 8 of the same frames, then I'll believe you that frame is better than every other frame. But until then, everyone rides different frames, and there's not one frame dominating the world. So yeah, just find something that's comfortable, whether that's carbon, alloy. I think I've adapted to carbon quite well. But again, I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
Give it a go and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Have you tried it, Shane?
Carbon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a carbon Supercross Envy Black.
Yeah.
And I kind of consider it my backup bike to my chromoly frame. It's just, it is faster out of the gate, so it's faster accelerating, but I just feel more comfortable over the whole track on my chromo.
Yeah.
And it could be my old aching joints, where I just sort of like the sort of absorbed feel of a chromo ride. So it's got a bit of natural suspension built in there.
Sure. I think that's one thing I noticed. Like carbon is so much more obvious when you do tag something or you're not smooth. But I think that's a good thing. I look at that as a good thing for me.
Yeah.
It makes me be more precise. Where if you just want a smoother ride, then probably alloy's the way to go.
I do get the carbon out from time to time. I probably don't whip it quite as far out as what you do, but I do pull it out and ride it in the backyard, and I race it every now and again. It's a nice feeling bike, but I'm not sure that I'm keen on all that feedback through the front end because carbon forks, carbon frame. It's just a bit much for me, I think. I'm not looking to shave time off my laps. I'm just looking to have a bit of fun. So
Same.
All right, so I'll stop sharing. And
we're back.
We are back. So did you have a couple of questions for Michael about his injury and how long he's off the bike?
Well, unfortunately, we spoke about it a little bit before we went to air, but we should have saved that for the show. But he did give us a bit of a demonstration before of how much he can lift his arms up already. So, which is pretty cool considering the amount of time since your operation. So
yeah, it's a week on Tuesday since my surgery.
That's crazy. And the other thing we spoke about, which probably a lot of viewers wouldn't understand, is Michael was saying about sort of working your good limb when you've got something incapacitated. I experienced this quite a few years ago with a leg injury, and if you've got something that's incapacitated, like an arm or whatever, if you work your other arm, that your dormant arm actually retains probably 20 to 30% muscle growth from working your other arm. It's just the way your mind works. So just because something's laid up, like your right arm, Michael, you work your left arm and it's still going to keep your right arm in shape to a certain degree.
Yeah, I guess it's just working out in general. Like working out releases those growth hormones, which help with muscle growth everywhere. Like your brain can't send things to a certain injured area, but it just as a whole really. So I mean, I had surgery Tuesday, and Wednesday morning I was back in the gym doing some light Dan work and just keeping my body moving really. I'm sitting on a spin bike. When you first get surgery, you've got to be careful of getting the wound infected with sweat and etc. But I'm kind of past that stage now, so I can start to push it. Just whether it means on a spin bike or anything, I can start sweating.
So your recovery period, what sort of time frame are you looking at before you're actually like back to full strength?
Back to full strength. I just think about being comfortable on my bike. As soon as I'm comfortable on my bike, I'm full strength.
Yeah.
I think it will be, I want to say, between 4 to 6 weeks. So 1 week down.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I said to you guys before the show, I'm in no hurry. If there's a good time to crash, now's a good time to crash. In our sport, it's inevitable. So This can be my crash for the next year.
There's a few people that have been crashing on the Supercross scene lately. I saw Simone Christensen has just come out of plaster.
My good mate in Denmark, Jimmy Thurkelson, who just had the national champs, he was winning, and the wind caught him on the triple, and he broke his collarbone a week after me. So he's out as well. But I remember just before the first COVID lockdown, one of my mates in Belgium broke his femur, and there was a whole lot of crashes. But yeah, it was good timing. If there is a good time.
If there is a good time, yeah.
So going back to your operation, what kind of procedure was it? Was it pins and plates?
Yeah, screws and plates. So the surgeon told me he put in a bigger plate than anticipated because it was a little bit worse when he went in there than anticipated. While we're talking about it, I'll tell you the funny story is, so I broke my collarbone on Tuesday, and they wanted to do surgery that day, but I wanted to get a second opinion through my cycling doctor, etc., to make sure surgery was the best option. And it was. So then we booked him for Friday. So I went into the hospital Friday morning, and they said, okay, you'll be this afternoon. So I said, do I have to hang around here all day? It was like 7 a.m. They said, no, you can go home and we'll just give you a call. So I went home, relaxed, and had my phone on loud. I wasn't on any device or anything, just because I had a little concussion as well, so I didn't want to make it worse. And got a call at 6 o'clock saying, obviously you can't eat and drink. Got a call saying, okay, you'll be tomorrow. So Saturday, same thing happens. Wait on my phone all day.
Oh.
Phone call at 6 o'clock at night. Sorry, mate, not happening today. You can eat. Sunday, same thing. Monday, same thing. Tuesday.
No.
So went in Tuesday. So that was 5 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then finally got it Tuesday. But it was 5 days nil by mouth, and
oh,
wow,
it was painful. not the collarbone, not eating.
Have you lost weight?
Well, when you get injured like this, like your body stores water as protection.
All right.
So I remember I weighed myself like 2 days after my crash, and I put on like 4 kilos, and I had dinner 2 nights in a row, and that was it. And I'd put on 4 kilos. I'd been drinking a lot of water, and I remember saying like, how's this possible? And I spoke to my physio. He said inflammation. So obviously inflammation of the injury, but then your body stores water to try and protect what's going on. So I didn't lose weight, but yeah, now it's come back down to normal, and I'm just at my normal sitting weight. So
all right,
as per normal.
Hmm.
But so screws in a plate, got it stitched up, and the stitches are just dissolvable. So I think we just see how it goes with the plate and stuff in, and maybe we don't have to get it out. Maybe we do. Depends how much it irritates me in the future, I guess.
Being a high-performance athlete, are you doing recovery through whoever the sporting body is there in New Zealand?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be supported by High Performance Sport New Zealand. Every day or so, I've been in there with the doctor, the nurse, the physios, everyone there, and it's all based at my gym. So whether I'm at the gym, I can pop in, and I'm very fortunate to have them at this time. Like it'd be a struggle without them right now. So I've been really good. And yeah, it's just going to continue like that until I get back to full health, and then hopefully I don't have to see them for a bit.
What do you reckon, Gary? Got any more questions for Michael?
Nah, just how do you stay so positive? Fantastic.
That's my girlfriend said something to me maybe a weekend or two. She said, "Oh, you're doing so well," and I mean, I don't try to be happy about it, but I think I've over the years just become someone to always look at the positives in it, and there is always positives in it.
Yeah,
I could be crying at home saying it sucks that I crashed, and yeah, there's obviously negatives to it. Like there's negatives to everything as well, but there's positives to it, and I think there's lots of positives to it. To this crash when it happened, and
yeah, definitely.
I'm all right. I'm healthy, and I think smiling helps it heal quicker. So gotta keep on smiling.
Isn't there some kind of tale about it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown or something?
Yeah, for sure. It does, but yeah, I think that it's whether it happens for a reason. I don't know if I believe in that, but you learn lessons from everything, and this will teach me lots in terms of the rehab, the recovery, getting back into it, and I mean, yeah, I did miss a few races in New Zealand, which I was really excited for. Obviously, I haven't raced since March. I was super excited. There's a race this weekend. There was a race last weekend where it's like a big superclass race with all the Kiwis racing. So there's lots of things I'm missing out on, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. And there's a race in December.
Exactly.
Hopefully, I can come back for that. But again, if I'm not feeling it, then there's always another race. But you've got to make sure that you're fit and healthy. I'm aware of lots of different things that can happen. I did get knocked out, and with that comes a lot of different unknown things that can happen in the future with symptoms, which touch wood, I haven't had any symptoms, and I'm doing my best to sort of keep it that way. I don't want to hurry back. I think I should be out for 5-6 weeks with my collarbone anyway, but I was going to do that with my concussion regardless.
Yep.
And then just making sure that my brain's sort of ready to handle racing when I come back, because the last thing you want to do is come back too early and crash again. Then it'd be hard to smile. But
did you damage your helmet?
No, I haven't actually seen my bike or my helmet since. Dad's got it at home, and he said there's not a scratch on my helmet. He said there's not a scratch on my bike. Thank God.
Wow.
Do you have a MIPS Troy Lee helmet? Yeah.
Yes, I got a D4, and obviously getting knocked out, I've got a new one already, thanks to the guy at Troy Lee. But yeah, weirdly enough, there's no damage to it. I will take the pads out to see if there's damage underneath. I did have a slight bruise and a cut on my forehead up here, which is below my helmet. So I'd say that's from the impact of just pushing against my helmet.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank God for a good helmet.
Yeah,
definitely.
could have been with one of the older style helmets, and it still would have been ringing your bell.
Yeah, for sure. That's the scary thing in our sport, the concussions.
All right, I think that's about it for our bias opinion for this week. Thanks very much, Michael, for coming on again.
No worries.
And hopefully everything goes well for your healing process, and it's all straightforward, and you're back on the bike before you know it.
I'll update you guys in a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. It's always great to talk to you, mate. It really is.
Cheers, appreciate it.
Before we go, though, we need to do a big shout out to Laszlo Kisimon from South Africa. He watches the show every week and always comments on our videos. So just a big shout out to Laszlo. I'm sure there's a lot of other people who watch it regularly, and thanks for watching and keeping us excited about doing the show each week.
I hope Shane nailed the pronunciation there.
G'day, Laszlo. That reminds me of something I've got to do later tonight.
Kiss Mon. His wife's name's Moni.
Next week's Show Us Your Shed.
Show Us Your Shed.
Show Us Your Shed.
Oh, you've been watching Show Us Your Shed.
No, Gary's going to show us his shed.
Oh, shed. Sorry,
I thought you were
referring to the Show Us Your the Shoot the Shit show.
That's the accent.
Actually, you should give that a bit of a plug, mate.
Yeah, so if you're finished watching all of the episodes of ECITV, make sure you head over and watch Shane and Sean Shoot the Shit show. Sorry, parents out there, but it's just Sean Collins and myself, who have both raced BMX for a long time, just sort of sit down, pick one subject to talk about and discuss that for as long as we can, or until his battery runs out, which usually happens first. Thank God.
That's the only way you can stop him.
What was that, Michael?
I haven't actually got around to watching one yet. I will, though.
Yeah.
The one thing you want to do when you're injured is just binge watch YouTube and stuff. But unfortunately, with the concussion, I've been trying to stay off my phone and stay off TV and stuff. So I will get around to watching one of them.
Well, you don't necessarily have to watch it. It's just us talking. So
Yeah,
you can always just put it on in the background and and
That's
do
true.
your dishes one-handed or something.
But then I won't know if the headache's coming from you or my concussion.
It'd definitely be from me, don't you worry.
There was one other thing that happened recently that we haven't really covered.
What's that?
A couple of days ago. I think Shane's trying to keep it very, very quiet and very. You might have even missed it, Michael. I'm not too sure about that, but Shane turned 50 2 days ago,
Nice, congrats.
and he kept that very quiet and off social media and everything. So we've just blurbed it out. So happy birthday, mate, and congratulations on making 50.
Thank you.
And,
Gary once told me, it must have been about 2 years ago, once you turn 50, you're going to fall apart. Everything's going to happen to you. I didn't quite get that far, and everything started falling apart for me. But I'm still here, so that's all right.
happy birthday, mate.
Thanks.
You're a legend in the sport, and it's great to be associated with you.
Thanks.
Well done, mate. So on that note, I suppose we're almost wrapped up.
Yep, I can't think of anything else to say. Thank God it's dinner time here, and I'm sure it's almost bedtime for you, Michael.
Dessert time? Dinner time?
Is it?
Yeah, it's bedtime.
What'd you have for dinner? Fish and chips?
It's steak and chips.
Steak and chips.
I'm going to drive down, well, not me personally, but go down to Cambridge tomorrow, which is 2 hours away, and watch the elite guys go for a race, which will be good to watch. And the Mighty 11 trials is tomorrow, but we're doing like I think it's called a Super 5. We're going to do like a Mighty 11 trial race in New Zealand, so north versus south.
We'll have to get you to do a couple of little roaming interviews or something when you're there.
Oh, I might.
Little bit of footage or something for the next show. That'd be cool.
Especially with the amount you pay me, I should do something.
I'll double it.
Double it. Did you? Yeah, carry on.
Okay. Okay then. Well, I think that's about a wrap, fellas.
Sweet.
It's been another good night, and hopefully everyone's enjoyed listening to us babble on for a bit longer, and look forward to hopefully getting some racing done soon.
See you later.
See you next time.
See you later when your legs are straighter.
Do you want me to turn a light on over here so you can see my face, or it's all right?
No, that's all right.
Probably better in the dark.